Hey guys, hi, I'm Jitendra Vaswani from BloggersIdeas. So I'm with Kylie Roof, like he's the co-founder of Page Optimizer Pro tool. So today, Kylie, so can you share something about your journey, like how did you get started into SEO and how did you get started with this tool,
Sure.
Page Optimizer Pro?
So I was originally a trial attorney, and I practiced for about 4 years.
Yeah.
And that really wasn't really what I wanted to do, and I took some time off, and I actually moved to South Korea, and while in South Korea I started doing digital marketing.
Right.
And then that kind of progressed, and then I went into SEO and full time about 7 years ago with my agency.
Right.
And then we started Page Optimizer Pro about we actually had it internally in our agency for about three years, and then about a year after we created them, we pushed it live, so that people could try it out. It was one of the things where I was showing other SEOs, like, do you like this? And they're like, yes.
Page Optimizer Pro, yes.
Yes.
Because the competition is very huge in SEO tools. So how you are able to like beat the competition here?
Well, I think every time we update the tool and what we bring out, we try to make it easier. So we're crunching a lot of math, into one thing and trying to present it in a way that is usable, but not just usable, but effective. That it works. And so that's what we're always striving for is something that is easy to use, that you can take the information and implement, and then it's also effective.
Right, that's very important. So you are saying right now Google is making a lot of changes in their algorithm. So what kind of changes you have seen right now on the customer point of view, and what upcoming changes Google will be making right now in their algorithms? Like it's getting very complicated in 2020.
On the one hand, they're making a lot of updates, but on the other hand, I really feel like very little changes. If you're doing SEO in a way that is evergreen, they're getting the stuff on the ends where people are trying to manipulate. But the 80% in the middle, it changes just a little bit.
Right.
And if you have a method for tracking the keywords that are important for you, but not just the keywords, but the sites that are ranking for them, you can see what changes. You can actually then evaluate, these were the 10, and then there's an update, now these are the new 10.
Yes.
And then you can compare their data points.
Yes.
And then you know what any update was. You don't have to rely on anyone to tell you what an update was if you just track your own SERPs. And so if you have a tool that's doing that, where you can track the signals that are important, anytime there's an update, you just rerun your tool or the system that you have in place, and then you know what that update was.
Right. So can you share one case study from your SEO? Like if you can share something?
Sure. Last year I entered the competition called Rhinoplasty Plano.
Oh, okay.
And I ranked a site in Lorem Ipsum was the joke. And then Google found out, and they took the site down, which was not very cool. But after that, a lot of people said that it couldn't be done again. And so something that I spoke about at this conference at DMSS, and I'm speaking kind of on the conference circuit, is doing it again.
Right.
And showing that it can be done again.
Right.
And really that the same methods that I used last summer in 2018 still work today, even in spite of all the updates that happened in like the end of 2018 and through 2019. They don't affect they don't affect good SEO.
Right, because now Google is trying to make so many of changes in the algorithm every day. Like there was a BERT update recently. So did some of your sites got impacted?
No, not really, because one of the things that I like in our agency, we really don't focus on keyword ranking. We focus on page performance. And so it doesn't really matter if your primary keyword went from 5 to 6 if your traffic went up. So if you're monitoring, because if you're monitoring at the page level, you really stress a lot less about any kind of Google updates.
Yes.
The other thing too is that when you properly optimize for a primary keyword, you're going to win all the secondaries.
Right.
If you look in Search Console, pages rank for hundreds or thousands of keywords. And so there's no point in looking at one keyword, because what if you had that one keyword dropped a spot, but you had 20 others that went up?
That went up, yes.
Then you can't track all of those other ones.
Right.
And also you can't express that to your clients very well. But if you're doing it at a page level, you can say, our traffic went up, our conversions went up. The client doesn't care if the main keyword dropped a spot.
So what are your 2 favorite link building strategies for 2020 right now?
Well, so I rarely build links directly to my target pages. So
are you using exact match anchor text like that, or?
When I do the outreach to people, say like, hey, I built this whatever, like something to share. I just ask them just to describe it.
Okay.
And when they describe it, you usually get the keyword in there, and you usually get some more context. So they will explain to Google through the link what that thing is. So it'll usually have your exact keyword in it just naturally, plus some more text that will explain to Google as it's going through that link what that page is actually about. So you get LSI terms in there,
LSI.
variations of your keyword, your exact keyword, and if you just tell people just be descriptive, you end up with an excellent backlink profile.
So like I'm seeing a lot of experts here are saying like don't go with exact match like best SEO best SEO in USA. So these kind of keywords are very like Google hates these kind of interlinking and external linking like. So what do you think about this like exact match anchor text?
Like I said, I try not to worry about it. I ask people when they're linking if they're going to link to something that I've created.
Yes.
Just describe it. But then, like I also mentioned, I'm not going to link directly from, say, that guest post. Let's call it whatever you want to do.
Right.
I'm not going to link directly to my target page. I'm going to link into my silo.
Okay, silos.
Because what I have done is all my link building strategies are based on content that I'm trying to share, content that, for lack of a better term, is good content because people want to read it. It answers a question.
Yes.
It provides something. So if you're creating that kind of content, people will often do link building strategies just for the link building, but it's usually not part of a complete system where you're also thinking about, well, what's the on page that we're creating? So what I want to do is I want to create content first for a silo, and it's only for one target page.
Okay, one target
and then
page.
As I get links to that post or page that I've created, it then links to my other silo post and then up to my target page.
So it helps you in ranking.
That's right.
Like
and it kind of creates a whole little juice engine.
Okay.
Because they're only linking to each other, so the juice comes in and goes to your silo and then all up to your target page.
Okay, that's thing. So what do you think about expired domain or buying a new domain? Because right now in 2020, like it's not going to be easy to rank a new domain. Like if I buy a new domain for ranking for my niche website, like it's very hard. Like So if someone is not having money to spend on buying expired domains or aged domains, so what you will prefer here, expired or new?
Well, if the expired domain is in the niche,
yes,
I would maybe lean that way. The problem is a lot of people buy expired domains just to buy them.
Of course, for rankings, like
right, and then they put all
the
completely new content in there, and
right.
really may not rank that well. So if you can get one that makes sense, that might be a better play. But if you can't, then go with a fresh domain and just realize it's going to take a little bit of time. But if you do it right from the start, you actually might build a better site than that expired domain was. I mean, somebody let it go for a reason.
Because
rather they weren't making money.
Of course, but age domains like that, they have a lot of trust in eyes of Google. So you want to say that, like they have a lot of trust in eyes of Google. Because for the new domains, again, you need to create a backlink on page. Like it's totally a new job for you. Like.
But in the example that I was talking about on doing my experiment again from last year,
right?
So I've got terms that are ranking number 1 right now on Google that I built the site 6 weeks ago.
Shit.
But
how much the competition was, if I can ask you?
I mean, so they're doctor-related terms, so there's some, but they're not the strongest. But I mean, still, they're money terms.
Like how much the search volume, if I can ask you, like 200, 300, 500?
I would say right around there.
Okay, like that. So that's because that's.
So not the strongest term.
Of course,
but also that can be a great start to whatever you're doing. If you can win those terms that are 200 to 300 in volume in a matter of weeks,
right?
Then you can maybe start making some money with those, and then expand out to the harder terms.
The harder terms, right? So Kylie, I have one more question in my mind. Like, if I want to rank for hosting, like hosting niche, like a review keywords, like hosting and review keyword, like these niches are very competitive niche. Like it's very hard. Like it's not easy to rank.
For sure.
So what will be your strategy? Like if I come to you, like, hey Kylie, you take my $20,000 in 3 months. I want to rank for XYZ hosting review, and I just wanted to rank.
3 months might be a big ask.
Like so what will be your strategy? Like the client is ready to pay you the money. Like he say, I just want the ranking from you, because it's very. I want to understand your mindset. Like what it goes to.
If we're in an emergency situation, then I'm just going to pound it with as many links as I can buy.
So links
that would be the way, I think, to get it done in 3 months. But I would prefer to do something a little more evergreen. So let's say that hosting review, right?
Like
let's say you optimize a page for hosting review.
Hosting review, yes.
I would look at what I call my cluster, my very close secondary keywords.
Right.
So hosting review is one thing, but there might be some longer tail terms that you will win by optimizing for that. So you may never win hosting review, but you could probably win 20 to 30 buy terms on that page alone.
Okay.
So how I would approach it is I would look at, okay, so I'm going to optimize for that term,
Right.
and then I'm going to evaluate the cluster, and I'm going to put those as my H2s and H3s on the page as I structure my page.
Right.
And I bet I can win those, and I
Right.
bet that cluster will actually be more successful than hosting review on its
Right.
own. So I'm going to optimize for hosting review, and I'm not going to care if I win it or not, because I'm actually going to care more about those cluster terms, which are longer tail and more buyer intent. And that's the strategy that I would take.
Buyer intent. Okay. And what do you think about the parasite SEO? Like, does it work?
Which, I'm sorry?
The parasite SEO, like you are ranking the Web 2.0 like Reddit, Medium.com pages like on the Google, like Amazon properties. Like, so some people are ranking like for hosting reviews, for hosting discount coupon, they are ranking Medium.com, Reddit pages. Like, how they are doing it? Like,
well, those have strength on their own.
Strength,
And
okay.
you can also, a site that like a Reddit or
Right.
a Tumblr or whatever you might be using,
Yes,
a Web 2.0,
yes.
they can absorb a lot of toxicity. So you can send the worst links to them, and they just absorb it, and it's just link velocity to them.
okay, yes.
So that's one way to do it. But I like setting up Web 2.0s when I'm starting a project, just to kind of get a nice kind of
Link
comfort,
diversification.
yeah, a little comfort like circle around my site.
Web 2.0 links still work, like if I want to rank for like low competition keywords, like which is having a search volume like 100 or 200,
Yeah, for
like
sure, for
so
sure.
they work. So what would be the link building strategy like from Web 2.0? Like we should use exact match anchor tags, or we should use naked links, like,
So I use them like citations.
or citations.
So what I'll do is I won't blog on them, but I will use them to put my name, address, and phone number, my NAP,
Okay,
a little
NAP
business
one.
description,
Okay.
and then a link to my homepage, so the page I'm using for the brand. That's kind of like one of the first things that I'll do. And then if I've got a target page, you can create keyword type
Okay.
Web 2.0s. And again, you're not really blogging on them. It's just kind of explaining maybe perhaps the service or the product that you're providing, and then linking to
Yes.
that target page.
Okay.
And so that's usually like a kind of like a first round. And then if you like to do tiered link building, or you like to do stacks, or whatever you
Okay.
like to do, you can
Tiered
use
link
those
building,
because
right.
they're already set up
Right.
and they're there. But you could just, I rarely do that, because usually I'm just using them as kind of like a first round. It helps your pages index. I think it gives Google some
indexing.
context. And
Yes.
So I'll get them in place, but if you wanted to go more aggressive, they're there.
They're there, right? Okay, one last more question. What are the 3 best features in Page Optimizer Pro? Like, you have your own tool. So what are the best features like my readers can use it from Page Optimizer Pro?
So we just launched what we're calling Pop Express,
Okay.
and it really simplifies getting data into
Right.
getting your information in the tool. And then what happens is you go directly to a content editor,
Right.
and that content editor tells you the top things to do.
Right.
Once you become more advanced, or you want to be more advanced, you can actually close that and you can see all the data.
Right.
That's all there.
Right.
But then it's even for experienced SEOs, it's a great way to start.
Right.
Because you can just say, okay, I need to do these 3 things here, those 4 things, and those 3
Right.
things, and you'll probably get some movement.
Right.
So that's a feature that we're really happy with. The other thing is that recently we have produced an EAT score to
EAT
help.
score, okay.
So like to medic proof your site. So if
Right.
you're concerned about medic,
Right.
what we do is we evaluate your competitors, and we pulled out about 60 points, and we see which ones they have and which ones they share. So then you can see how medic proof your site needs to be for
Right.
your particular niche. And then we're also playing with Google entities.
Okay.
So Google has this thing called the NLP API. You can go to that page and actually put your content in, and Google will show you the entities that it knows from that content,
Right.
and it'll give it a confidence score for what category your
Right.
content is. So we actually pull that into the tool.
Right.
So if entities, like if you think that that's where Google is going, and we have this as a feature where I'm not sure this will help you rank right now,
Right.
but it helps your content have you can be in the correct category for your particular keyword,
Right.
and then if Google puts these things into place, you're already ahead of the game.
Of course.
So those are some of the, I think, cool features that we've got going on
Cool
right
features. So Kylie, thank you so much for sharing about your tool and about SEO strategies. So thank you so much for having giving me an interview here.
Oh, thank you. I
so much.
really appreciate
I really
it.
appreciate it. So we will meet again in Chiang Mai SEO.
That's right.
Right.
That's
so
right.
we're going to see you there, right?
now. Yeah, I'm speaking there this year. And I'm really excited. It's a great conference.
It's a great, like a lot of guys from white hat, gray hat. So
Yeah, it's a
we'll be
huge
there.
mix, and
it's
also
a huge mix, like
a lot of affiliate guys too. So
Right,
people that
right.
It's actually kind of nice because people who are like really trying to make money.
Yes.
This is their job.
Yeah,
you know,
and they are
take it
really
seriously.
sharing some nice case studies, like
Yep.
someone who's really eager to learn about SEO
That's right.
and the core hat strategies. Like it's very nice conference. Like
Yeah.
so, see you there, Kylie. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
you
I
so much.
appreciate
Bye
it.
bye.